Hello and welcome to SalesSpeak Studio. My name is Suresh Balasubramanian. In this episode, we are going to build on what we learned in the previous episode, which is how to go from being a vendor to a trusted advisor to your customer and how to elevate your customer relationships. Now, in the previous episode, we saw the four types of sellers on the basis of their character and competency. You will remember that the three C's we learned, which is character, competency, and consistency. These are the foundational pillars of trust, which in turn builds loyalty. Till now, we have examined the four types of sellers on the basis of their character and competency. Let us now introduce the third C, which is consistency, to further categorize these four groups. Out of the three C's, consistency is probably the number one reason why loyalty and trust does not form. Consistency is all about reliability and predictability. A seller may role model ideal character and ideal competency, but if they are not reliable, then it does not form trust and loyalty. So let's look at the same grid where a seller role models high and low levels of consistency within each of the grids. We will start from the most elementary form of a seller, which is the supplier type, and build our way upwards. A supplier profile of a seller who role models low consistency can be called a wholesaler. That is, someone who sells product in bulk without much of value addition. When a supplier scores high on consistency, they can be called an empaneled vendor, someone who is slightly more intimate than a wholesaler, one who offers known solutions and provides some value addition to their customers. Now, if a technical expert ranks low on consistency, they can be called a break fix technician, someone who is good at their job functionally, but that's it. There is virtually zero intimacy or emotional connection with the customer. They are focused on fixing a problem that has been told to them and leave. Now, when a technical expert is high on consistency, they can be categorized as a technical consultant, someone who takes a more consultative approach, someone who is slightly more emotionally invested with a customer to identify and to be able to solve anticipated and unanticipated functional problems for their customers. When an opportunist type of seller displays low consistency, we call such people as a hit and run salesperson. This is the type who will pursue you relentlessly to sell you whatever they are selling. Not taking no for an answer. In most cases, you will buy just so that you can get rid of them. And that's exactly what they do. Chances are that you brought a product that you probably did not need, and you're not going to see this person ever again anytime soon. An opportunist who displays high consistency can be called a smart salesperson. Not only do they not give up, they display a very high level of emotional intelligence in their interaction with customers. Finally, a trustworthy seller who displays low level of consistency can be called a trusted salesperson. The individual is still trusted but is perceived and treated like a salesperson. This person can be trusted to provide the right product or service at any given point in time, but they lack the context of knowledge of the customer's broader needs or industry challenges. Their approach is largely transactional. A trusted advisor, on the other hand, is the highest state or being that a seller can aspire for. They have the innate ability to not only solve problems for their customers, they also have the ability to create solutions for their customers. A trusted advisor never sells. Their approach is extremely consultative, focusing on the broader context and the needs of the customer, as well as the customer's industry. In short, their approach is a long term one and strategic in nature. Like I mentioned, every seller will be part of one of the grids at some point in their career. Often, a seller can also switch from one category to another depending on the circumstances or the situation. This is not to say that one grid is bad and the other is good. Every category, as we have seen, has its positives and plus points that you as a seller can imbibe and make yourself better. This grid is useful to sellers who want to be able to go to a self assessment of where they feel they are in the present with respect to this grid, and more importantly, where they would like to be. The most ideal state of seller maturity level being level 8, that is, a trusted advisor. As a seller, you should be constantly striving to attain the highest possible state, that of a trusted advisor. However, like I mentioned, you also need to be able to adapt to the situation and assume the role that is best suited for that situation. Reach out to me if you'd like to learn how to build up to being a trusted advisor to your customers. I hope you found this session valuable. I'll be back next week with another interesting topic. Please share, like, and subscribe to this channel. I'm eager to hear your comments, feedback, and about topics that you may like me to cover in the coming sessions. Till next week, happy selling.